Hey everybody, today we are going to talk about the top 5 reasons to move to San Marcos, California. My name is Kevin McBride. I'm a realtor here in San Diego County, but don't worry, this isn't one of those little videos where I just looked up random things online and I'm making a video for content. I live in San Marcos. I moved here 16 years ago. I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons why I did, and they happen to be the same top 5 reasons why I continue to stay. Little background, I moved to San Diego when I was 18, when I went to the University of San Diego, graduated from the University of San Diego, started working, stayed and lived in all different parts of the city of San Diego, had a blast going downtown, going to PB, but eventually you get a little bit older, I end up getting married, and we want to, put down some roots instead of renting and flushing our money down the toilet. We want to invest in some real estate, start building some equity, start creating wealth for our family that we're trying to build. But there were some certain things that we really wanted when we were going to purchase our home, and those things were challenging in the city of San Diego. We wanted a place where we could have a single detached home with some space, a backyard, and with what we were making at that time, it just was not reasonable in the city of San Diego. So we started our home search elsewhere. We did want to stay in San Diego County. We love it here. Obviously, you can't beat the weather, the beach, everything that comes with it. So we started looking around the county, and we end up settling on San Marcos, which was one of the best decisions I think we've ever made. And I'll get right into it with the top 5 reasons. Start with reason number 1, and that is school district, or schools in general. So obviously we wanted to build our family. We were knowing that we wanted to have kids. We now have 3. And we wanted a place where they could obviously go and get a high quality of education. San Marcos is known for having one of the best school districts in all of San Diego County. They're regularly ranked in the top 5 in the county. And this past year, they were given an A grade in regards to the school district. Now that we're living here, I can attest all the schools are great. Speaking with parents that live in different areas, that go to different schools at all different levels, generally speaking, everybody has, great things to say about the education here in San Marcos. One of the other, factors is it's kind of nice that I didn't think this much out in front of, but there's also great colleges and universities here as well. So if you want your kids to stay around, you don't want them moving so far away when they get older, they can go to Palomar College and get their associate's degree. They can go to Cal State San Marcos, and they can get their bachelor's and continue their education from there. So there's a great amount of opportunities in regards to the education and quality of education here in San Marcos. So the second reason why we end up moving to San Marcos is because it's a safe place to live. Obviously, if you're going to have a family, you're going to have little kids, you don't want to be looking over your shoulder. You want to be nervous all the time. You want to know that you're in a safe place. And San Marcos is definitely that. They were just ranked the 13th safest city in all of California. And in living here, I can attest that is the case. I've never felt in danger in any kind of way. I'm sure there's little things that happen here and there, just like in every other city. But I let my kids go to the park and play in the neighborhood, and I never have felt like we're not in a safe area or a safe place when we're in San Marcos. The third reason why we moved to San Marcos is the type of house that you can get here. Again, we were looking for a very specific type of house. San Marcos is more of a suburban type city that has these single family homes that are detached, that you can get some space. You can have a backyard, you can throw the ball around with your kid, you can play soccer, you can barbecue. You have that space that it's so hard to get in this city. And you can get that space in this city, but that leads me to my next point. Point number 4, top reason why we came to San Marcos is affordability. So yeah, you can get a single family home with some space, but if you do it in the city or if you do it, too close to the coast, it's really expensive. Especially when we were first moving, it's just unreasonable. There was no way that was going to happen. you know, Obviously we're talking about San Diego County. I'm not saying cheap. I'm not saying that it's easy, but if you're comparing San Marcos to many of the other cities in San Diego County, it's much more affordable in contrast. And so if there is a place where you can get a nice home with some space that has good school systems, that has a safe environment, San Marcos was really the best place we could afford that encompassed all those things. And then the 5th reason why we moved to San Marcos is livability. So first, let's talk about, for, adults, my wife and I, there's so much to do. You can go to the beach, you can go hiking. San Marcos alone has 63 miles of trail system that you can hike. You can get to the top of these hills and you can, have great ocean views. You can also, go to one of the breweries in San Marcos and in North County in general. You have some of the best craft beer being made in literally all of the world. The highway that goes through, the freeway that goes through, North County is the 78. It's referred to as the Hop Highway for a reason, because whether you're going all the way from San Marcos all the way to Oceanside, all along the way, you're going to be able to get some of the best craft beer literally in the entire world. But you also have great restaurants as well. San Marcos itself has some great restaurants, but just short distances away, you also have Michelin-starred restaurants here in North County. So you can go from great taco shops here in San Marcos all the way up to Michelin-starred restaurants, all within 15 minutes drive. And a lot of people are unaware. They think that they have to go all the way to Temecula to go to a vineyard, but there's vineyard here in San Marcos. There's many throughout North County and Escondido and other municipalities as well. So that's also something that is a nice featured attraction for us as well. But while there's a lot to do for adults, there's even more to do for kids. The great part about San Marcos and most of North County is that everything is family friendly. Everything we've already talked about so far, even the breweries and the vineyards and the restaurants, for the most part are kid friendly. You can go and you can have a drink while your kids run around crazy or in the little play areas that they have for them or, whatnot. And, the whole family can have a great time. Either itself, going and hanging out with friends, but, everything that's going to be happening in San Marcos is going to be family friendly. But there's a lot of activities, tons of activities for the kids as well. A lot of people actually refer to San Marcos as San Parcos because there are so many parks. I mean, literally just from my house, there's one 3 doors down. I walk the other way, there's one 20 doors down. I have 5 parks within walking distance of my house. So when I say walking distance, I'm talking like quarter mile, half a mile. So there's an endless amount of parks for the kids. There's also community pools. You have all the other attractions like trampoline parks and theater, bowling alley. If you can't figure out what to do, you can always go to the Wild Animal Park or Legoland, both about 15 minutes away. So there's always something to do. And in San Marcos in particular, there's always different community events that the city is putting on for the kids and families that you can participate in. They also have great sports available, for all of the kids. If you look behind me here, you can see all the different ones that my kids have played. If you have a girl, I have 3, and you live in San Marcos, chances are I've probably coached one of your daughters, whether it be in soccer, softball, flag football, You know, they have it all here. They even have a gym for the basketball, even for rec that you can practice and you can play. They have every type of park that you could think of. They even have a BMX dirt bike park that the city maintains with, you know, crazy jumps and all the rest of it. Pretty much anything that you can think of that you would want to have for the kids to do, you'll be able to find here in San Marcos. Those are the main reasons why I moved to San Marcos, and 16 years later, I'm still living here and plan to stay here probably for the rest of my life. So if those are the types of things that appeal to you and your family, and you're thinking about moving or relocating, I would highly suggest San Marcos. As I mentioned, I am a realtor. If you have any questions about the city, if you need help relocating to San Marcos, really anywhere in San Diego County, I'd be happy to help. Just contact me, call me, text me, email. I'll put all my contact information in the details of the video here. Feel free to reach out and let me know how I can help. This is also the launch of my YouTube channel. This is the very first video. I want to tell you a little bit about what you can expect from my channel. We're going to be doing property tours, market updates, you know, home buying tips, home selling tips, pretty much anything real estate related. I'm going to keep it more focused on San Marcos and North County, but I do business all across San Diego County. I grew up in Yucaipa, which is in San Bernardino County, and I do business in Yucaipa and the surrounding cities as well. But this channel will be mainly focused on San Marcos, North County, home buying tips, property tours, helping you stay up to date with everything that's going on in the community. If there's a new restaurant that comes up, a new brewery that opens, I might also have a review for you there. So if any of these things interest you and you want to keep up, please go ahead and subscribe. Also hit the notifications so you know when a new video comes on. I'm not sure if you've seen the new development that's off of Las Posas, but I have some property tours coming up for you there. So be sure to subscribe. If there's any way that I can help, anything that I can do for you real estate related, please reach out. That's going to be it for today. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.